November, go.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. Thank the organizers for inviting me to come and speak. I will speak with two hats. On the one side, I will speak as a researcher, as a laboratory, well, not laboratory, but rather a library rat, and also as the coordinator, but also the chair of the finance working group of the Smart City Stakeholder Platform. So, first of all, we have to actually, when I see all these grids, all of these cars, the chargers, the connectors, the cities building, and all of these plans, and when I meet cities that have promised to reduce emissions and all of this, and they find themselves that there is no money. There are a lot of problems on organization, on budget, and so on. So we have to face the reality and find solutions to get out of this and take into account we cannot dream on doing something. We have actually to find solutions to actually do it. So we know that the municipal budgets are weak. Some cities are completely broke. We have municipal finance providers in trouble. And the banking sector has a problem with rules today and so on, that they cannot invest in long-term projects and infrastructure. So we are really with severe problems to face. But we need to go forward in the energy sector, so we need to find solutions. And we need, therefore, to be a bit more innovative to what has been in the past. We have to change the way administrations have to think with more a business mind than continue operating as the typical public sector organizations. So we need new cooperation mechanisms, new administrative structures, new financial instruments, and new regulatory frameworks to operate. That's what I'm going to talk to you a bit. So first of all, I would like to speak about immediate challenges for cities. Once, cities need to plan. Some cities are advanced. We are in Barcelona, well known for its advanced stage in planning many things, but there are many cities. And one of the problems I have when I go to many meetings is that I only see the cities that are doing very well. But there are many cities that are not around and they're completely lost. So it is important that the cities start planning. And they have to plan now. I will explain why they have to plan now. And there are things that they have to do. First of all, cities need to understand the objectives of the city. The objective is not only one of reducing emissions. It's about the objective of the city, what the city wants to achieve, where it wants to go, apart from promising reductions by 20% and joining a group that said we are going to reduce emissions. They have to really know what they want to do and what they are aiming for. They need to think in the terms of integration. They cannot go and put a grid here, a wind power somewhere, connect someone here, and then change something else. They really have to think about the whole way the city works so that they don't make mistakes. They need indicators, so data knowledge, very important. You have to understand your city, and you have to understand everything that is working in it, how it is working today, what is there that can stay, and what is there that cannot stay. It's very important. You need to know the stakeholders and their role. Stakeholders are very often forgotten. Who are the people in the city? Who do you have to convince? We have heard now that there are people in the, you have to have the customers. And you have the operators and the people doing things. When you install something new, you have to be sure that that it properly links with the actual people putting it and operating it. There is a need for the cities to have the technical knowledge to do it. Need to know how to organize things, or you need to hire the right people for that. There is a need for financial planning, of course, and understanding the costs and benefits. You have to, as a city, to think about the cost and benefits, not only of the cost of installing everything new, but also to know what you're replacing and how much you save by replacing things. You need to have a business model idea about your city, and not only looking at the cost of something new or not. I will come to that later, because there is something very serious that is affecting all the cities, and I see that everybody speaks about it at all levels, from European to local level, but I have not seen really and advance in that sector. But I will talk about it in the next slide. You need a capacity to adapt. It is very important. Companies will come to the cities and will say, oh, take our things, do this, build our grid, do that, install this. But cities have to be clever and find out what they need and what it is that they are installing, because whatever you do today, maybe an infrastructure you will get stuck with for 30 years. You do a mistake now or you do something unflexible, in 10 years you will have a problem. Instead of being the most advanced city, you may be behind because you installed the wrong things. So this is important for that, and therefore we need also to discuss. There is a sentence missing in that slide, I'm very sorry, at the end, inter. That is, the technologies need to be compatible. You should be able, when you have a system, to connect a new one in it, and it should understand the other instrument. When you have grids, you should be careful with one company not dominating the technology. So you need also, and there is the other point, is the regulatory and public procurement reform. Regulatory, because you need the right rules that allow the cities to act, and public procurement, because today I see in many places that still it is the cheapest technology and the cheapest solution that is chosen to put. I have noticed in some cities that they're changing the tiles that they put on the floor every 6 months because they're taking some sandstones that break. I mean, when you change them, in 3 years, they have changed them now 6, I don't know how many times, because they're buying the cheapest material every time. But this is from a business. If a company operates like this, it will be broke. And the cities operate like in a way that a company would never survive, because they are expending too much money in little pieces. Every 3 years they repair something they could have kept for more years working. So we need a policy momentum. And that's why today it's very important that cities do something, because the EU structural funds planning has started. Although the rules and the countries are fighting and losing their time and wasting our time, the rules will eventually appear. There is a programming period for 7 years coming. A lot of cities will have to use this funding, but I don't see many that are very ready to actually have the right plans in place. So there is an immediate preparation need, and we need to combine the different pieces. Research funding in Horizon 2020, smart specialization strategies, the urban funding that is from the structure funds, which unfortunately they have put only 5%, and therefore it's very important to get the money from other ones to create the grids and the structures necessary. And then we have other players like the banks and other funding. Now, finally, okay, for planning, and again we come to the same question, what about the funding? That's why I said we need to find new financial systems to be developed, combine EU funding, for example, with financial institutions, finding a way to put public money together with private money in a new system. And then another thing that should happen is the cities should have more control over local charges. I see many cities that have no taxation powers at all on issues that affect the city. Then we need, what do you need all this funding for? You need to have large-scale demonstration, integration of technologies. We have to deploy the solutions that they are, have integrated infrastructure projects, and we need funding for technical assistance, and there are different instruments that are going to develop. And I am also thinking maybe that we have to develop new instruments, like, for example, let's say what I call the smart bonds, smart city bonds, let's say things where the municipalities issue bonds with different systems so that they can find their infrastructures. But these are things that have to come. So then very nice in theory, what is the practice? I am here representing the Smart Cities stakeholder platform also. There's a website, everybody can participate, everybody can join the platform from a point of view of being connected to it, sending and communicate to it. But inside there are groups. What is the platform? Where does it come from? Where we have the head, the person leading from the commission, the ones that asked for it, she's sitting there. It was a request that we create a platform, but where the commission is more an observer than a participant. And what does it do? We bring together companies, solution providers, financiers, planners, and we are trying to create practical solutions that then we can give to the city so they can move forward knowing where to call, where to find the technology, where to find information, where are the loans, where is the funding. We are still in the planning, and I mean, we are doing things, but we are still in the preparation phase. It will take a couple of months still until the first things come out, but we are working on it. How does it work? Very quickly. You see the egg is where everybody can join, the big egg, so everybody can join there. Then we have inside the working groups. Working groups are energy efficiency, mobility, transport and mobility, and grids. These are technical people. We said no mayors, no political guys, no lawyers, no regulators. We want engineers. And then we have engineers. And then we have a finance group where again I had a bit the same thing. I wanted planning people, bankers, financials, experts, and people that have actually done projects, planned the projects. Then we take people from these groups and we have a kind of roadmap or planning group. We are supposed to write some kind of recommendation for the Commission about things that the platform thinks are important for the future. We will create that document so you can take it into account. The main point is to create a bottom-up system instead of being from the top. The difference with this kind of conference and these kinds of groups is that I will not be here telling you things and giving you ideas. And I will be sitting here coordinating a bit, but you will have to tell me what to do, the other way around, because you know much more, each of you together, than I can know all alone myself. So that's the whole idea. As I say, if you ask me how to become a member of the working group, well, there was already a procedure to get people in. There will be another one in the future. But on punctual needs, if someone is very active from the platform from outside and really wants to participate and sends a lot of information, we will invite this person to work with us. So we are flexible. We try to accommodate. We rather try to find what really works instead of being too rigid. So it is, as I said, it's a bottom-up system. How does it work? Here we have people, anybody that is in the platform, sends to this platform ideas, technological solutions. I am this company. We have this solution. Cities can use this. The groups will select by a voting system, and we try to have a voting system in it with grids of selection. Everything will be published if it is relevant, but some of these things will be put together, will be improved to a key innovation, and these key innovations are integrated solutions. They can be also integrated across the groups, and then the finance group will try to give it information about who to call, how to finance, so that a city can just take the innovation that is an integrated innovation and start implementing it from there and not having to think about it from the beginning alone. And cities should be able to find this information. So we provide information for the Commission, for the cities, and to the stakeholders. We are also preparing information packages that are documents about planning, how to get the funding, how to plan for a smart city. When you start doing it, what do you need? Human capacity, what administration you need, what rules you need, so that you know where to start if you're a municipality and you're completely lost. We will write some basic guidelines, useful, short, and where to call also when they need something. The roadmap group will prepare this 10-year rolling roadmap there. You see the green button there. But this is, I told you, this is some kind of information about the long term for the Commission. So if you want to know more about this stakeholder platform, I could speak for hours here. It's very interesting. But you can listen to me to tell it to you for hours further down in the corridor in E524. We have our stand. There are 3 people there. We give information. You can learn how to join, how to participate. I think I am very much in time. I will leave more time for questions. So thank you very much. Here is the website of the platform and the website of my organization. If you need anything or more information, you can find me there. You can ask, and I'm always ready to speak with everybody. Thank you very much.